Hello there, everybody. This is Peter B. I just wanted to show you some new pickups I've gotten. The weather is starting to get nicer, and as it gets a little warmer, I like to go out on my deck and either watch some of your YouTube videos or read a little bit in a book. So I picked up two new books. This one just came out, called Death in the Strike Zone: The Mystery of America's First Baseball Hero, and that would be James Crichton. He was a pitcher in the 1860s. It's very windy today, so forgive me about that. In the 1860s, and at that time, the rules were you have to throw underhand, and you cannot have a wrist snap. You have to have a stiff wrist. And the batter would ask for a high ball or a low ball. And the pitcher accommodated the batter. So really the pitcher was to put the ball over the plate so the ball can be put in play to see what happens. Well, Crichton, he was young. He played for the Brooklyn Excelsiors. He figured out a way, still throwing underhand and still not snapping his wrist, but to throw the ball very hard. And this changed the game. He immediately became a hero because he wasn't letting the batters put the ball in play. He was trying to get them out. And before him, there was no strike zone. And because of him, that is what created the strike zone and also created the change in the game where the pitcher's job is to get people out, not to let them hit the ball. So this is about him and the mystery about him. He only played for a few years, and he died when he was 21 years old. He had some internal problem. When he found out he had the problem, he died 4 days later. Some people think it was from an injury he had during a baseball game, but other people say no, that's not the reason why he died. And I think this book's kind of looks into the mystery about that. So, Death in the Strike Zone, brand new book, and of course, I have to get a bookmark. Now, Crichton does have one card, I believe. It's a team card of him on the Brooklyn Excelsiors. It's one of the first cards ever made, and very, very expensive, way past my price range, and I wouldn't want to use that as a bookmark, so this will be my bookmark. So that's the first book. The second book, this is a couple of years old, I believe. Baseball's Wildest Season. 3 leagues, 34 teams, and the chaos of 1884. There was the National League, American Association, and I think the Western League or something like that. I haven't read the book yet. This will be new reading. But I love 1884 because that is when the Providence Grays of the National League won the very first ever World Series. And Old Hoss Radburn was a big part of that. So I'm looking forward to getting into this. And once again, when I get a book, I need a bookmark. And there's an Old Hoss Radburn bookmark. There is an old Judge card of this image. And I'll try to get it in focus for you. And if you look at his left hand, he's given the cameraman the bird. He has done that in a few photos. So Old Hoss Radburn will be my bookmark for baseball's wildest season. Okay, getting pretty windy, so I got to hold on to my cards. First one I want to show you is a 1950 Japanese card of Victor Starfin. He was a Russian-born, and he ended up playing in the Japanese league. He was a pitcher. He joined the league before World War II, and during World War II, because he was Russian, he actually changed his name temporarily to a Japanese sounding name so the Russians wouldn't come after him. And the Japanese put him and other foreign individuals in a detention camp. So he spent a few years in a detention camp in Japan. But after the war, he worked a little bit for the U.S. as an interpreter. And then he went back to playing professional baseball. Victor Starfin is in the Japanese Baseball Hall of Fame. And he is the first Japanese League player to get 300 wins. Now, the story behind this card, on eBay, I marked the card to watch of Victor Starfin. It was another action card. A little bit nicer than this one. And I kept thinking of buying it, but never did. It was on my watch list for about a year. And then last month, I'm watching a John Mangini video, and there's my card. The card I've been waiting on in his video. So I immediately went out and bought my second choice before this one was gone too. I like the other card better, but there he is. If you can see his face, you can tell he's not Japanese. Victor Starfin. And the dealer threw in another card. A Nagamisha. This is I don't know what it is, but a Nagamisha. I got some buybacks. First, we'll start with my favorite player. There's a top 65 buyback, 1/1 of a George Brett in action. And this was a 1982 tops. Stamp buyback, 1/1. And I got another buyback. This is from this year's Christmas buyback, Advent buyback. And I got another George Brett. This is from Stadium Club this year, 2026 Stadium Club. And then I got some oldies. I got George Brett and Mike Schmidt, 1981 Flair. George Brett MVP third base, Mike Schmidt MVP third base. These are probably the two best ever third basemen. Unfortunately, it probably goes like this, but because George Brett's my guy, I'll put him like this, George Brett in front. And I also got this. This is from, I think, 2024. Yeah, 2024. They did a reprint of the 1975 buyback card. And once again, we got George Brett and Mike Schmidt. And if you're starting to see a little theme going on, I got one more thing. Hope this doesn't blow away while I'm showing you. But I got this. MVP George Brett, MVP Mike Schmidt. August 10th, 1981, Sports Illustrated. Now, another player I collect, pretty much the only current player I collect, is Mookie Betts. I got this cool Utz potato chip card of Mookie Betts in the proper uniform, the Boston Red Sox. And I got a 2026 Mookie Betts card, a Topps Rip Night card. And I got a 2026. This was in the Heritage Decal Edge card. And then I got another buyback from this Christmas. The 70th anniversary card of Topps. So I do have a binder of Mookie bets. That will go into that binder. Another player I collect, and I actually named my dog after him. This is Bo Jackson from this year's Topps. You can see the Topps 75 logo. I don't have a binder, but I got a box. They'll go in the Bo Jackson box. But I do have a third baseman binder, and I picked up two more. Key Brian Hayes. That's this year's Topps card. And Eric Chavez from 2002. Eric Chavez is a real good fielder. So those will go into my third base binder. Now, I really like this guy. It's another buyback. It's going to go into my buyback Franken set. But Kyle Schwarber. See the buyback logo? He played 1 year for the Red Sox, and he is a clutch hitter. You got airplanes flying from Nantucket to Cape Cod overhead. Kyle Schwarber. I wish the Red Sox kept him. We could really use him right now. Very nice player. And I got another buyback from this year. This is a 1989 card. At that time, they tried to do a senior league. All the games were played in Florida. And this is a Topps card of Fergie Jenkins playing for the Winter Haven Super Sox. I thought that's going to go in my Franken set. Now, on to hockey. I have a goalie binder of just goalies in action. And here's a Tony Esposito. That will be going into the binder. And there's another Tony Esposito. I got the man, Ken Dryden. He was a great player. And I got Ed Jockerman. And then Parkhurst. I love these old Parkhurst cards. Here is Ed Chadwick. Great card from my goalie binder. And here is Al Rollins. And I believe that was from a suggestion. When I first showed my binder, I asked for suggestions. And I actually went out and bought a few of them. And I'm sorry, I forget who it was. A couple of people made suggestions, and this was one of them. And yeah, that is a great goalie card. This one is in the Parkhurst style. It's a recent card. I can't see the date. But it's Plants Flying Save. It's not a Parkhurst, it's Parkhurst style. I forget the company who made it. And then finally, card I always wanted. It's not a goalie, but it's a hockey card. I finally went out and bought it. Maybe because I didn't want John Mangini stealing it, because I've been watching this one for a while as well. Maurice Rocket Richard, Hall of Famer. Now that is a cool hockey card. Very cool Parkhurst card. So that's what I got for you. I'm gonna go back inside where it's warmer and not windy. And I hope everyone out there has a fantastic Friday.